My name's Dunnits and I'll build and stuff. Today I want to show you how to be an absolute tank. Look at the state of this damage resist. Being able to sponge 2 of them void attacks from the Liminality boss. We're going to be featuring Tommy's Matchbook and Wings of Sacred Dawn to get some absolutely massive damage and some really tanky damage resistance while being in the air. Obviously we're going to be featuring some of the seasonal artifact perks as well, the sustained fire and the Wings of Sacred Dawn for some serious damage reduction while you're in the air, up to 60%. And then Tommy's Matchbook is going to cause ignitions and do a crap ton of damage, as we know. And then also we're going to be building into Restoration and Ember of Empyrean. Stay with me, I'll break it all down. First part of the build will be the Wings of Sacred Dawn. A Term of Dawn while you have a solar super equipped, aiming weapons while you are mid-air, suspends you in air for a short time, reducing incoming flinch and granting damage resistance. It's a 15% damage reduction. Apparently, it feels like a little bit more though, which I'm not 100% sure on, but anyways, a 15% damage reduction, that's what it says. And when you're in the air, you're basically just aiming. It's going to hold you in the air in place, give you 15% damage reduction. Weapon hits extend the effect's duration, and weapon final blows reload your weapons from reserves. This works really nicely with Tommy's Matchbook, because this is just going to cause infinite scorch and infinite damage. All the explosions will reload your magazine from the Wings of Sacred Dawn as well. So a little rundown of what you do: you just basically jump, aim, get your kills. As long as you keep getting kills and hits, it's going to keep reloading your Tommy's Matchbook. Plus you're going to get that Term of Dawn on the left hand side. That's a 15% damage reduction, which is not shabby at all. Plus just the extra reloads, it just feels really nice, and you can cause infinite ignitions of Scorch with Tommy's Matchbook. As we know, it's been well covered over the last couple of months. Now, a couple of seasonal artifact perks that really boost this out: Sustained Fire, continuously damaging combatants with an auto rifle, grants you damage resistance. It's a 40% damage reduction, plus your Wings of Sacred Dawn, 15%. You got your targeting autoloader, that stacks up to 20% increased damage. So loads and loads of resist, loads and loads of damage for free. Now, you cannot usually survive these void attacks from this Tormentor in Liminality. These can one bang you very consistently, but when you're in the air, even when you're at nowhere near full health, you can sponge these. Like, it's just so strong. A really good aspect to pair with this one is Touch of Flame. This enhances your grenades, but specifically it's going to enhance our healing grenade. It's going to give us ×2 restoration. This is just perfect. The other aspect I personally like to run along with Touch of Flame is Helion. This will just activate like a solar mortar while you're sort of like in the air as well. So it's really good. This applies Scorch as well. You can run Heat Rises if you wish, but it doesn't really work well with the Wings of Sacred Dawn, because it does hold you mid-air, and the whole point of Heat Rises is to move about. Ember of Empyrean, solo weapon or ability final blows extend the duration of restoration, so you can lob your healing grenade down, get your ×2, and you can just stack your restoration up to 15 seconds as well that way. Plus, obviously, again, you've got the 15% damage reduction from Wings of Sacred Dawn and 40% from the Sustained Fire, plus a load of healing. And once you've got everything working together, you can literally just float in the air like an absolute tank, like a flying bird that takes no damage whatsoever. You are so tanky. Look at the state of these. You've obviously got loads and loads of damage with your Tommy's Matchbook, loads of ignitions as well. I'll quickly show some fragments that pair nicely. Ember of Char, to make our solar ignition spread Scorch to affected targets. Ember of Ashes, this will improve our Scorch stacks, equaling more ignitions. And then Ember of Solace, to make our radiant and restoration effects have an increased duration. Obviously, again, this season we've got solar fulmination. Your ignitions do increased damage and an increased radius. So a mixture of all these are just boosting this little build out. And again, you've got your Song of Flame as well, which you do get quite often with this build as well, because of all the ignitions and all the damage that you're doing with Tommy's. You've got your Song of Flame. You can also do everything you've seen with your Song of Flame active. Just get in the air, pop your Song of Flame, and just do loads of damage that way as well. And obviously with Song of Flame, you're going to have infinite radiance and scorching on all your solar weapons as well. So once it's all working together, it's really good for ad clearance, number one. Number two, you're really tanky as well, and you can just abuse the situation, get high in the air, take a load of damage if you want. This will obviously as well, it will make the bosses and enemies focus you when in the air, giving your teammates a bit of a breather. So it's just really good. And again, look at that, you sponge these void attacks very, very consistently while you're not even at full health, which is just absolutely crazy, because I've run this GM about 50 times and you can get one bang by these void attacks while you're on the air. And it sounds backward, you shouldn't really be in the air in GMs and things like that, because you do take a bit more damage while you're in the air. But with this build, you do actually want to be in the air, because you survive more while you're in the air, which is just absolutely crazy. Now, there is other weapons to consider as well. Like Wings of Sacred Dawn works with other solar weapons. Things like Heir Apparent, Speleologist is a really good pick as well. This works just as good as the Tommy's Matchbook. You've got your Incandescent to spread Scorch as well. So you've got loads of different options. Like I said, things like Heir Apparent. But like I found Tommy's Matchbook with Speleologist or even another Incandescent heavy weapon, he's going to be really, really nice. And you can literally just keep in the air forever. As long as you keep getting kills and hits, the Wings of Sacred Dawn will just keep you in the air. And again, you've got that Song of Flame, which applies Scorch, Radiant, and gives you even more damage reduction. So you're pretty much unkillable, if I'm honest. I did die in this GM a couple of times, I'll be honest, but it was basically just because I fell into the lava behind me in this situation. But I found myself being able to very easily survive. But that's the build. I'll leave a build card from my friend over on Twitter, Mr. Slayer God. I hope you found this helpful, something a little bit different. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.